he is the GOAT, lad. Like, he's done some stupid shit over the years, but it just shows how good he is, that he was doing all that stupid shit and was still beating a who's who of light heavyweight contenders. Anyone that says he is not the GOAT is brain dead to me, you know what I mean? Like, look at the names he beat. Beat Shogun for the belt, Rashad, Rampage, Machida, Gustafsson twice, Cormier twice. Lad, when you look at them names, how anyone can say he's not the GOAT is just...
Hey guys, welcome back to Athlete Central. Today we are going to talk about arguably the best MMA fighter of all time, whose only loss has come via disqualification, the one, the only, Jon Bones Jones. He is definitely the greatest lightweight ever to grace the planet, and we will see if he can cement his legendary status at heavyweight after his move up. Today we're talking about JBJ's fighting career, lifestyle, and net worth. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. Number 5, fighting career. Jon entered the UFC with a solid 6-0 record and immediately got decent competition. His first 3 fights were against Andre Guzmão, Stephan Bonnar, and Jake O'Brien. He beat the first 2 with unanimous decisions and got a guillotine choke to finish O'Brien. Jon only earned a combined $45,000 for the first 3 victories, which is criminally low considering the man's talents. Then came Jon's only career loss to date, the disqualification to Matt Hamill. It came due to illegal 12-6 elbows, a rule that many MMA experts want to eliminate from the game, including UFC President Dana White, who thinks Jon should have a 27-0 record instead of 26-1. The referee that night, Steve Mazzagatti, asked Matt Hamill whether to continue, and Matt did not respond, so Mazzagatti stopped the fight and declared Hamill the winner via DQ. Here's the catch: Matt Hamill is deaf. Yes, that level of stupidity happens in the UFC, but thanks to Dana White's efforts, we no longer see Mazzagatti at any UFC events. Jones got 20 grand for that fight and ironically ended his next 2 fights against Brandon Vera and Vladimir Matyushenko via elbows. This time they were not 12-6, meaning the win went to the up-and-comer. He got a combined $140,000 for the 2 fights because he earned a knockout of the night bonus versus Vera. His title eliminator against Ryan Bader was where Jones truly got into serious numbers. He finished Bader in the second round with a guillotine choke.
Oh, he got hands all over! Jon Jones!
And got a whopping $215,000 for his performance, including a $75,000 submission of the night bonus. The pay for his title shot is not disclosed, but it is reported $140,000 for finishing Shogun Rua in the 3rd round.
And now, the new UFC Light Heavyweight Champion of the World, Jon Bones Jones!
From then on, Jones started getting pay-per-view points, meaning he got a cut from the sale of pay-per-views in addition to his purse. We're going to estimate how much money he got from those pay-per-views sold and add it to the total. So, with the pay-per-view points, Jones earned a staggering $1.6 million for his first 2 defenses against Rampage Jackson and Lyoto Machida, choking both of them out. I'm sure you've all seen the iconic standing guillotine JBJ landed on Machida. Then came the heated fight against Rashad Evans. The biggest rivalry Jones had up to that point, friends turned enemies, a storyline that sold really well and gave Jones the biggest payday yet, $1.2 million, winning the fight via UD. His fight against Vitor Belfort saw a bit of a dip at $765,000 with a submission win for Jones, but he was back to doing big numbers in his bout against the bad guy, Chael Sonnen, making around $1 million for facing the middleweight. He ended the fight in round 1 emphatically. Jon's next 2 fights didn't sell that well. He made a combined $1.1 million for facing Alexander Gustafsson and Glover Teixeira, despite the former then being the toughest fight of his career to date. He beat both of them with decisions and got into the biggest fight of his career against the legendary DC, Daniel Cormier. Check out our video on DC's lifestyle and net worth in the link below. Jones beat Cormier convincingly over 5 rounds and got the unanimous decision victory.
For the winner by unanimous decision, and still
earning an astonishing $1,650,000 in the process. Then came some controversies that we will talk about later on, so stay tuned. After being stripped of the title and returning to MMA over a year later, he faced Ovince St. Preux for the interim light heavyweight championship. He beat OSP via unanimous decision and took home $830,000 for his troubles. Next came the rematch with DC to unify the titles, and Jones beat him in the third round with a head kick followed up by vicious punches. That was his biggest ever payday, $1.8 million. However, JBJ was stripped again after failing a post-fight drug test, which we will also discuss in the controversy segment. In 2018, Jones returned to face Alexander Gustafsson for the vacant championship and then defended the title against Anthony Smith 2 months later, earning a cool $2 million for 2 fights. His last 2 fights have been very controversial. A lot of people scored the Thiago Santos and Dominic Reyes fights against Jones. We discuss these in more detail in the Stipe vs. Jones Ultimate Fight Breakdown. Check it out down below. Jones got paid a total of $2 million for the 2 fights. Jones' estimated net worth is $20 million.
Number 4. Controversies.
Okay, let's start off with some minor controversies just to ease you into the mess that has been Jon Jones' career. Eye pokes. At least one happens on every fight card, and it's a real problem that the UFC has to solve regarding their gloves. However, Jones had become notorious for poking his opponents in the eye. He claimed he just extended his arm in order to keep his distance and that the eye pokes were accidental.
I do poke people in the eyes.
However, many have still criticized him due to the frequency of the foul. Another sporting controversy is the numerous failed drug tests, including the primary metabolite for cocaine. But since it is not banned out of competition, the promotion didn't stop him from competing against DC at UFC 182. He also tested positive for actual banned steroids for his UFC 200 title bout against DC, canceling the bout. When he finally faced DC in 2017, he tested positive for turinabol, which is an anabolic steroid, and got stripped of his title and the victory against DC, which got overturned to a no contest. We cannot forget the UFC 232 debacle, where the entire fight card got moved from Las Vegas to California because picograms of turinabol were still in Jon's system for his bout against Gustafsson. 2012 brought Jones his first ever major controversy outside the cage when he was involved in a drunk driving incident, crashing his Bentley into a pole and paying a $1,000 fine with his license being suspended for 6 months. Those 6 months weren't enough though, as he was involved in a hit-and-run accident in 2015. Jones hit another car with his rental SUV, and a pregnant woman happened to be inside the vehicle. The woman was injured, and despite this, Jones fled the scene on foot and allegedly came back to take money out of the car before fleeing yet again. The police found a pipe with marijuana inside it and Jon's paperwork in the SUV. He was stripped of his UFC title this time. Jones escaped a felony charge by pleading guilty and got sentenced to 18 months of supervised probation. He had 72 appearances for charity or youth outreach as part of his deal. In 2019, his troubles continued when he was charged with battery for an alleged incident with a cocktail waitress at a strip club. He harassed her and touched her inappropriately.
The situation is so complicated, I'm not even really sure what to say, and this person gets away with everything.
In 2020, Jones was involved in yet another driving accident. Police officers heard gunshots and found Jon Jones intoxicated in his black Jeep. Jones failed the sobriety test as his BAC was twice the legal limit. There was also a half-empty bottle of mezcal and a handgun found in his car. JBJ pled guilty to the DWI charge, having to complete 48 hours of community service and a year of probation. The most recent controversy was his arrest for domestic violence in 2021. His fiancée had a bruise on her lip and was bleeding from her mouth when police arrived. He also allegedly pulled her hair and, after being detained, headbutted the patrol car.
Number 3. Sponsorships.
Now, given the amount of controversy the star has been involved in, it's no surprise that Jones has had quite a few sponsorships terminated. Sponsorships with brands like Nike, Reebok, and MuscleTech have been terminated throughout the years because of his issues. However, contrary to popular belief, his contract with Nike wasn't discontinued because of a controversy. The brand just didn't want to be associated with MMA anymore. So they agreed with Jon to not continue their contract 3 months prior to any of the major issues. However, Monster Energy was a huge sponsorship that JBJ lost because of his actions. In his first years as a champion, it is estimated that he earned around $2 million a year from brand endorsements before signing a deal with former UFC sponsor Reebok. The company reportedly paid him $2 million a year, so he had that figure from one sponsorship alone. When he was suspended in 2015, he still had 5 years on his Reebok contract, which was terminated, so he lost an estimated $10 million because of his own actions. Jones currently has one main sponsor, which is GAT Nutrition, that provides him with his supplements. The amount that the company pays him is undisclosed, but there is no doubt that JBJ would be making more money from sponsorships if he was not plagued by controversy inside and outside the cage.
Number 2, family and hobbies.
Jones was born in 1987 in Rochester, New York, to Arthur and Camille Jones. His father is a pastor and was actually against Jones competing as a mixed martial artist. He wanted young John to follow his footsteps and become a pastor. He had 3 siblings. His big sister unfortunately died of a brain tumor before her 18th birthday. His brothers are also outstanding athletes just like him. Both Arthur and Chandler Jones have played for top NFL teams. I guess those athletic genes run in the family.
3 guys that are very competitive, all 3 of us.
Jones has been engaged to his fiancée Jessie Moses since 2013, and they have 3 young daughters, Leah, Olivia, and Carmen. He is a Christian, and despite not becoming a pastor like his father wanted him to, he preaches the religion and has made multiple charitable acts like delivering essentials to people during disasters. Jones has several hobbies, but unlike some fighters, he definitely isn't the stay-at-home playing video games type. One of the more recent ones that he has shared is off-roading. Here we see the video of him explaining his new hobby with enthusiasm.
I have definitely found a new hobby. Now I just got to get myself a GoPro so I can show you guys how fun this is. Doing a little off-roading today. You guys be good.
Jones also likes hunting. He owns several rifles and also has an army uniform. Trolls on the internet have dubbed this as cosplay for grown men. A lot of UFC fighters like hunting, but Jones has taken his hobby to an extreme. The former champion rented out a helicopter and went hunting from above. A video emerged of Jones hunting from the helicopter, shooting and killing a wild boar with a single shot. He captioned the video, "1 shot, 1 kill, lots of bacon." Do you think Jones is right to go hunting? Let us know in the comments below.
Number 1, spending.
Okay, so let's start where we left off. Guns. Jones claimed that he owned 12 assault rifles, and that was back in 2015. So imagine how many more he's added to his collection since then, after making millions and millions more. Most of his rifles are in the $1,000 price range. However, he has expressed his love for customizing them with scopes and barrels and flashlights. Jones is also a fan of watches. When the man wants something, he gets it. His manager Malky Caldwell recalls a time when he told Jones he could get the expensive watch for a cheaper price, but the athlete didn't wait and he got it immediately. Well, alright, that brings us to the end of our video. What do you think of Jon Jones's legacy? Do you think it'll be tainted by all the controversy? Or do you think he will go down as the greatest MMA fighter of all time? What about his lifestyle and love for hunting? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Smash the like button and subscribe to the channel for premium sports related content. Until next time.